In late October of 2025, students formed a Turning Point USA chapter at Royal Oak High School. Uh-oh. As members tried to spread the word about the new student club, other students began to organize a demonstration. They want to shut down the club, the new Turning Point Club. However, Turning Point USA members vowed to not go anywhere. That is so crazy. Like Turning Point USA, why not just form a debate club to debate them? Why is it always like let's protest and shut them down? Why is it never like, hey man, let's find our best debaters, our best liberal debaters, our most people knowledgeable of Marxism and socialism, everybody who's read Karl Marx, and let's go debate these guys about how socialism is really good. They like
Yeah.
they always take the tact of no, let's destroy them or let's kill them or some shit like, like, they never want to debate. They always want to even kill you or get you fired or shut you down.
Talking about the Democrats.
No, the people that hate Turning Point USA. Turning Point USA is just basically a debate team. They're just a bunch of debaters.
Yeah.
They
Honestly, now
literally,
I'm
they're
yeah,
literally like, yo, let's debate.
yeah, but Turning Point's got like a civil war thing going on.
Yeah, but that's beside the point. Whatever. When they go into a campus, they're there to debate and nothing else. They're not there to do
Yeah.
anything else. They're not there to wrestle. They're not there to mac on chicks. They're there to debate, and it's never okay. We're gonna get our best debaters, and we're gonna debate the out of you. We're gonna debate the out of you. Come on, let's go. It's always no, fire them, kill them.
Yeah, but I don't know if TPUSA is ready to debate these Marxist kids.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're very. I'm sure that these kids are versed in
No,
political
because
theories and policies.
no, I think that the people that TPUSA is trying to put in place to be the new talking heads for Republicans, I think that they're theater kids, similar
Mm.
to the Daily Wire. They're just getting in a whole bunch of
Mm.
Tell me a little bit about your experience. You were interested in joining Turning Point USA. Why is that?
I was interested because I was educating myself within the liberals and the Democratic and Republican clubs.
And what has your experience been like the past week?
My experience has been pretty chaotic. Includes a lot of bullying and harassment, and I would say a lot of kids who follow the Turning Point account have been like getting that type of feedback as well.
So when did this all go down last week?
Tuesday.
And what happened exactly?
So on Tuesday, it was presented to us on Facebook and Instagram that Turning Point was going to be a club at our school. And from then, Wednesday, people did a walkout early in the morning, and they did a protest through the auditorium and the cafeteria and stood up and they were debating. And from then, the people who wanted to join Turning Point USA had to leave school because over other 100 students walked out and without passes or parents signing them out or anything like that. And from then I got harassed, posted about, and I would get shoulder bumped during class. And from then it's just been a lot of hatred.
So I'm taking the physical harassment started the next day we went back to school.
Yes,
Were you shocked to be experiencing that?
I was. Yes.
why? Bitch, Charlie Kirk
What's
just got
that been like? Because there's been, you're alleging there's been the physical harassment and there's been the online harassment. What has that been like?
It's been a stressful thing to deal with, but we fight back peacefully. We haven't said any words. We haven't even had our first meeting yet. And so it's been a lot of, we're kind of just not consuming the comments, but taking a look at them and not reacting back so quickly.
Some of the comments you've heard from the other side, they're saying, how can we allow a club that is, in their words, not inclusive? And
not inclusive. What do they mean by that?
brings up viewpoints that we don't agree with.
Not inclusive.
They include
What the
literally
fuck is
everybody.
not inclusive about Turning Point USA?
I have no idea.
Like,
They have too many Gentiles.
wow, they said not inclusive. So because they're that guy, what is that guy in the last story? Because he can't join Turning Point USA and they're not inclusive. Yeah, but that this inclusive is a racket, man.
What do you say
Yeah.
to that?
I say that not everyone's going to have the same opinion or views or beliefs. You're not going to find someone who has everything exactly right or perfect. And so I think it's okay to have different beliefs and look at that and see where you stand. And where you stand is just another point to show you don't need to be there or you don't need to join. If you don't have an interest or you don't believe it's right for you, don't do it.
Do you believe those demonstrations were peaceful?
I think some of their demonstrations were peaceful, but during the protests, no.
Do you feel because you're educating yourself on the different ideological beliefs of the political parties that you lean one way or another? Because for someone who's saying, I'm just wanting to learn more about something, but yet in some ways that hasn't swayed your interest in wanting to know more about Turning Point USA. Do you feel like you lean one way or another, or are you still in this experimental self-discovery phase?
I feel like I'm still in a discovery phase. I think I won't settle with an opinion until I can vote. And when things are different, people will come in and out of office. You know, time evolves and there's different people, there's different views. Someone from the Democratic Party might have something that I like and I want to vote for them. And so I think it's more about educating yourself within the time period.
I like how you mentioned this is about educating yourself. What sort of lessons have you learned from the past week or so?
I've learned, you got to be careful with what you say, of course, but to never back down, keep fighting, learn that a lot.
Do you feel safe? Do you feel like the school district's doing what they need to do to protect people who have different viewpoints?
I think they're more working under the laws
Bitch,
right
just
now,
say
and
no.
that's right, of course. But it's not giving everyone clarity. It's not giving everyone a whole statement because, if we weren't at that protest, we didn't hear what our superintendent said. And he did send an email, but some of the email was wrong. And
What was wrong in the email?
they called it a peaceful protest. And I don't think it's peaceful if there's harassment going on during the protest.
Damn, Mark, salute to you for staying awake through all that shit.
So you are one of the primary organizers of the demonstration we saw.
The counter. This is the other side. Shout out to Cap One, man. Cap One in the building, man. We asked for 10 people to take the challenge. Cap One is the only one. Salute to you, Cap One. Yeah, man. This is listen. This is the other side. It's always a sister.
Another
As
black
if she
radical.
don't got a shit ton
Suburban
of shit to
radical.
worry about. The murder rate in her community, all the crimes, even though the beginning of this show was a bit choppy, almost all of the crimes, the heinous crimes that were committed by people from her group. It's crazy. And she's up here and we know there ain't a lot of black kids at this school. If they got a Turning Point USA chapter, it's not a lot of black kids at the school. Press one. Ain't no school with a bunch of niggas they couldn't even they could barely they just barely, run the goddamn school. They got metal detectors and goddamn violence interrupters. They wouldn't have no time for this shit. This is obviously a white school that has a Turning Point USA chapter. But the leader of the opposition is this little black runt here. Ain't that a the leader of the opposition? She's the leader of the opposition. It's probably 12 black people at the
Last Wednesday?
Yes.
Let's back up a little bit before we got there. What did you catch wind of that was happening on campus?
So on campus, I found out there's going to be a Turning Point USA organization allowed at our school. Turning Point's a national-wide chapter that spreads conservative views and the same views that Charlie Kirk promoted. And those weren't the things that we promote in our school. We would promote.
Who thinks she would wear her hair like that if she was at a black school? Talk to me. I mean, talk to me. Talk to me.
Not a damn person.
None of the black girls wear their hair like this when they're at black schools. They do this at white schools to throw their blackness in the white kids' faces. and they know that the white kid's not gonna make fun of them. You know what
Got
I'm
some
saying?
lace front in her hair.
Yeah, they know the white kid's not gonna make fun of it, and they doing it to be like extra militant, like you know what I'm saying, like extra black and shit. And it's like, yo, if she was at a that shit would be braided up, or that shit would be fried, dyed, and laid to the side. Ain't no way she would go to school like this.
She thinks she's so important. She thinks her words matter just so much. Bitch thinks she's the next revolutionary.
Yeah.
Inclusivity and other things like that. And so finding out that that was going to be made at our school it felt like more of a betrayal. A lot of the posts online, because there was a post made
A
on Instagram, because
betrayal.
that's how they promote the clubs. They said on their post that they were creating a Turning Point chapter USA at our school. And a lot of the comments were already mad about it. And none of them seemed to be doing anything. And so I was like, I can take matter into my own hands. And I organized a walkout. And I made that post around 7 p.m. and it got circulated within the next 13 hours that I ended up having a lot of people see that post.
You created the post on Tuesday?
Created the post
Look
on
at
Tuesday
me,
night.
everybody.
So
I
what happened
helped.
Wednesday then?
So Wednesday, I found out it got organized. It got circulated very wide. And since Wednesday last week was a late start, meaning school started an hour later, it had extra time to circulate. I saw that a lot of people were like, are we doing this? Or is this actually happening? And a lot of people were like, yes, we're going to do it. And I had several of my friends messaging me being like, I know that's you. Are we going to do it? And I was like, of course we'll do it. And so first hour hits, we get to class. All of my friends are at their class, and then the bell rings. And that's when I decided we were all going to walk out. So that way they knew we were here and knew we didn't stand for what they stood for, because everyone would be leaving after they were seen. And so we all left, but it was raining outside. So we went inside to the cafeteria area, and that's where we stood and had about 70 people at the beginning of the day. I talked about how Turning Point USA is not good for our schools and to have it in here, and how it creates hate and discrimination in a place that should be valued with a lot of love and inclusivity. And the principal came in to talk to us about it for a while. He talked about how he researched the club and how it didn't said anything hateful. And we talked to him then about did he look any further? Like, we understand what's on the website, but you're not going to put that you're a hate group on the website. And so we told him to look up stuff Turning Point has done, Turning Point has promoted. And he said that he didn't look that up. And I do understand, because he only had 13 hours to do so. And he did probably sleep within those 13 hours. So he probably didn't have the most time to do that, which I do understand. I just feel as if you're going to allow an organization in your school, you should research it a lot of time, because it doesn't take a process to get clubs published and allowed in schools. It has to be gone through administration. So I feel as if that research should have been done.
Dumb bitch.
Let's fast forward to the superintendent. When did he get into the mix, and what actually happened?
Jesus Christ. This is what she's doing.
These people.
She goes to
people
this
get on my
all-white
nerves.
school, and this is her contribution. Like stirring up trouble and like what do you bring to the table? This is what they bring to the table: activism and shit. This is what sisters bring to the table: activism. Like, look at her, man. She literally would be nobody in a black school. Like, if she showed up to a black school like that, first of all, the bullying would be relentless, right? Like, if she just showed up to a black school just like this, I'm talking about just like this, the bullying from the girls would be relentless. The bullying from the boys would be relentless.
Yeah.
I mean, relentless, like suicide type shit. You dig what I'm saying? Press one. And she wouldn't be as, like, she's a known commodity on this, like, in this white school. Like, she would be nobody at that black school.
No.
She would be nobody.
She'd be a passer around. Probably still is a passer around to them white boys, to them gliders. I know how these pro-blacks get down.
So the superintendent came to our school around 10 a.m.-ish or beforehand, and he said he wanted to have a conversation with us. And so for a while, we were having a short conversation in the lunchroom, but it wasn't really productive because everyone was around him and we couldn't exactly hear each other. And so we moved to the auditorium where we got on stage, and we talked for about half an hour. We were told that he was going to answer our questions, but mostly he spent the time talking about policy and not actually helping us, which I do understand, as you can't exactly push boundaries being such a big part of the community and being the superintendent for the school. But I believe allowing that something in your school when you are the face of this, every school in the district, isn't something you should allow. I feel as if boundaries should have been pushed, and they honestly weren't.
So where do you go from here now?
So from here, we will then go to the Turning Point USA meetings and see if they promote what they talk about. And if they don't,
Oh
then we'll
Lord,
report that. And
we're
same
just
with
gonna
the teacher too. If
disrupt
the
it.
teacher says anything, because she's not supposed to intervene, she's just supposed to have the space in the club to give us the room. And if they do intervene, we'll be able to report that to the superintendent and the school to hopefully get that club shut down. And then we also plan to going to the student board meeting, and we plan on talking out about how we feel about that club in our group. And we'll plan on then monitoring what the club says and does to make sure it follows the guidelines. And if
These
they do
people have
slip
no
up, which honestly we
solutions.
bet they will, we will then report it and see what happens from there.
There's a lot to unpack there. I have spoken to a member of the Turning Point USA club here at Royal Oak High School, and she's alleging that there has been online harassment and physical harassment.
Everything that is happening there is not what we stand for keeping our voices and students, not numbers. We stand to have an honest conversation with that. And people who are harassing them, I do not believe that should be happening. And I do apologize for any physical and online harassment. That is not what we stand for. We just stand to have inclusive community and in our area. And anyone that is hating is actively going against what we're trying to promote. And they don't feel like that they are actually trying to do what we asked from the community. Anyone that's promoting hatred and hating on these people, I believe they understand what's going on, but they're not doing it the right way. I believe that having an actual communication with these people, like we are the high school students that, and mostly like
You're talking
juniors
about
or up,
getting their
should be
shut
having
down.
communication instead.
So some students are aware of some of those claims, correct?
Yes.
I see.
I've made several posts that we do not promote that. I've made several posts that we do not promote hatred or attacking them, that we just want to make sure that the places we are in are safe and have like inclusivity and not going to cause a divide in our community. We want to make sure that everyone has the right to be able to say what they want, but that the organizations in our school keep us safe too.
Some may say when you touch on the subject of inclusivity, the idea of trying to shut down a club doesn't sound very inclusive. What do you say to an argument like that?
I say to the argument is that we're not trying to shut down the club. We're trying to shut down Turning
You just
Point
said
USA,
it.
the chapter, that national organization that has put several students and professors in danger. They have put professors in danger by creating a Turning Point USA like professor watch list. They dox professors who speak about liberal ideas as of race and other policies. And they have brought students to dangerous areas and brought in people into schools that are dangerous, like Kyle Rittenhouse, who has put several people in harm. I am not against shutting down their club. I'm against shutting down the Turning Point USA chapter in our school.
I see. Okay, and speaking of doxing, someone also mentioned that some people's information has been doxed as well on the other side. You are doubling down and saying that's not what we stand for?
That is not what we stand for, and that is not what we should be doing. That is just promoting the hate that we do not want in our community and making it happen. It is not going to help us get this conversation going if we then put fear in other people's minds.
Leilani, what am I missing? What are some final takeaways? What do you want to make sure is included in this story?
I want to make sure that everyone knows that we are trying to have an actual communication and conversation here, and honest communication.
I shut them down though, but you're protesting to have them shut down.
I know. That's the last thing you're trying to have is a conversation. You want them to shut the fuck up. That's what you want.
If you wanted the conversation, you would be doing it right now because they're a debate. They would be. You'd have waited till they shut up this. And you'd have went there and you would have talked to them.
She doesn't want to hear them talk. She just wants to hear herself talk, and that's it.
This woman is so. If she's gonna go to some white school and stir up more trouble at the white colleges,
and not just one-sided debating.
How old do you think she is?
I want to make sure that everyone.
Her 16.
Yeah. I was about to say. Yeah.
She gonna go to some white college and stir up some trouble. Date a white guy.
New at 5, a White Lake homeowner has been charged with manslaughter in a shooting back in July that raised some questions.
The prosecutor says Dayton Napton shot a 17-year-old who was trying to steal items from his garage.
The kid's black. The kid's got to be black.
Oh,
the kid's got to be black.
It
wouldn't be like some kids stealing out of the garage and shot him. It would have just been over. It wouldn't have been nothing.